All right, everyone. So I am out of the food pantry now, but I wanted to show you something before I got going. Something I picked up on the curbside that was absolutely free. I've been wanting one of these, and I never make it to like a thrift store to see if I can find one. But let me show you what I got for free. All right, I have it in the back of our truck. Look at that. Look at that window. And yes, there is glass in there. That is a perfect window. Look how distressed it is already. But look, I've been wanting, I always wanted like maybe a 4-pane one, a 4-window one, but I'll take this. I saw it on the, I'll tell you about it when I'm driving home, but this is perfect for like a Christmas scene, you know, putting snow on there, whatever. You can just decorate this up to look beautiful, but I wanted to show you that. All right, so I'm going to get in the truck. We're going to get going, and I'll tell you how I found this. All right, everyone. So we are going to head home, and I'm just going to tell you about how I got that window. Well, I already mentioned it was a curbside item, and I mentioned it was free, so that's how I got it. But I'll tell you how I found it. So we still, even though I came in the morning before the pantry stock up, we were still able to get a good amount of good stuff. So we are very blessed to have been able to come in the morning and still go home with some food to eat. And yeah, it's such a blessing, because it's just a blessing. That's, you know, that's it. It is a blessing. We appreciate it so much. Everybody can use help. So if you're out there and you're struggling for food, and I know food pantries are not all the same and they're not all available to everyone, but if you can get to a food pantry in your area, please look one up. And if you need help with food, go get some food. There is no shame in using the food pantry. Everybody needs help. So don't be ashamed of doing it, just do it. Especially if you're trying to feed kids. So please utilize your pantries, use your resources, and get some help and get some food. Now, a pantry like the one I just went to, because I know a lot of people, and I've even said it, if you don't use it, they're going to throw it away. And that's true for some items. This pantry doesn't have anything that would go bad. So they have plenty of freezers to keep the meats, and everything else, canned goods, box cereal, everything else is going to stay good. So they're not going to throw anything away. But a pantry that gives out produce, they do have a lot of stuff that will get thrown away if you don't go pick it up. So don't think you're taking away from anyone. I know a lot of people say I'm taking away from someone because I don't need it as bad as they do. Don't think that. You're not taking away from anyone. Go feed yourself and your family. It is just too hard to try to make it on your own if you're struggling already. Nothing to be ashamed of. Just do it. All right, so the window. So I've always wanted a window like that, not not to have like as a window, but you know, how crafters just craft these windows up, and they make like Christmas scenes or any kind of scene. You can put any kind of scene on it. You could like paint the windows themselves, put some stuff to make it look like Christmas or whatever season you like or want it to be. You could interchange them, but I've always wanted one of these windows, and I always thought I would get one with the four square windows. And I was going somewhere the other day, and I turned the corner and I drove by and I saw this stuff on the curbside, the window, some other stuff, but it got my attention because I could clearly see it was that kind of window. I have been wanting to do a project up like that, and I always wanted to go like to a thrift store or something to see if I could find like windows or things like that to do. So I was driving by, I saw this, and yeah, I did a quick turn of my head to look, and I turned around. I did a U-turn. I went back, and I didn't see a free sign, so I was prepared to knock on their door to ask if it was free. But I saw when I walked up to it, the sign was it had fallen over, so I lifted it up and it said free, so I didn't have to go knock on the door. But as soon as I saw free, I yanked that window, put it in the back of the truck. I'm gonna just leave it there for now, until I don't, I guess. But yeah, I was so happy to get that window. I also picked up a little garden bucket. It's just a plastic one, but you know, it was there free, so I took it. And some floor paneling, and it was a pile of them, so I took them. Not sure what I'd use them for right now, but I know some of the tiles in our kitchen are breaking and chipping away. So it's a very old tile floor in our kitchen, probably from the 70s. So yeah, I picked up those three things: the window, the garden bucket, and the floor paneling. But do you ever just drive somewhere and see something by the curbside that somebody left out as free, grabbed it? For those of you that have been with the channel for a while, you know I have that table that I decorate for the holidays. I call it the holiday table. Well, that particular table was a curbside gift, I guess you can say, because somebody left it out there for somebody else to have, and so I'll just call it a gift. So yeah, we got that on the day we were going to the closing. Actually, no, it was after the day we closed on our house. Instead of going right to the house, Glenn says, let's drive around and see if we could find anything. So we were driving around and we saw that table just sitting on the curbside. It's a vintage table, but there was no sign, so I did knock on the door to ask if it was for the taking, and they said, have at it, take it if you want it. So, and I use it to decorate for the holidays. So that's why I call it our holiday table. Alrighty, so I think that's about all for now. Yeah, so I will show you the food pantry haul, and I will see you guys at home then. Hey Hey everyone, so here is our food pantry haul. It's a couple days later that I'm recording this, so I didn't record it right away, but I want to get that video out to you. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this, so I can get it back in the freezer. I did put anything that needs to be frozen or refrigerated away, so and this would be considered the meats. So we got Van de Kamp's fish fingers. They're like fillets of minced. They're minced fish, so it's not like a solid fish. They're just minced, like regular fish sticks or something. So, and there's 15 in there. And fish fillets and fish sticks in general are really expensive in the store. So, I know there's some like Mrs. Paul's or something. Those are like, in certain stores here, they're like $9. So these are not cheap. So we got Van de Kamp's fish fingers. So we'll probably have that for a lunch sometime this week. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the freezer, and I'll go over everything else. Okay, so for the breakfast item, I chose these Honey Nut Cheerios. And I'm thinking... have you ever eaten cereal where it's better as a snack than in milk as a bowl of cereal? And I'm thinking Honey Nut Cheerios are a good snack. I've eaten them just like that, and I've eaten them in a bowl with milk. And I actually think eating them just as a snack, you can taste the flavor more. I don't know, that's just my opinion. So if you've ever eaten cereal just as a snack, drop it down in the comments and let me know if you think it's better as a snack or in a bowl of cereal. So I know a lot of you probably don't even eat cereal anymore. We don't eat a lot of cereal anymore either. But sometimes they're just good as a snack. So we got Honey Nut Cheerios. We got some bow tie noodles or pasta. I like the bow ties. We still have some Alfredo sauce left and chicken, so we just need broccoli. So sometime I'll make a chicken Alfredo. Glenn's not particularly crazy about that kind of stuff, so I'll choose a night where I make him something that he wants, and maybe I'll just make chicken Alfredo for me. So got some bow tie pasta. We got 2 cans of chicken of the sea chunk light tuna. They didn't have any albacore, and that's okay. A couple weeks ago, I actually just made a small can of tuna. I think I actually lost a video. I was recording lunches for that week, and I lost the video. But Glenn didn't want any tuna, so I just made a small can with some Miracle Whip and put it on some, I think it was Townhouse crackers. So I just had some tuna and crackers, and that was a good little meal. So we got 2 cans of tuna. Look at this big jar of Smucker's strawberry jam. This is a 32-ounce jar. That is a humongous jar, and this is actually what we like to get, is strawberry jam. We don't necessarily like preserves because the pieces are so big and chunky, and not necessarily a jelly, but we like the jam. So that's a good find for us. So we got that. And to go with that, I picked up some creamy peanut butter. For canned goods, picked up light red kidney beans. And yeah, I thought maybe if I ever made chili and I didn't have any chili beans to go in it, that you can always use kidney beans. But I do prefer them light red rather than the dark red. So I just got that. And you can use them in other things too. You can put them in casseroles and things like that. Got this can of the brand is Mantillas. I actually never seen this before. but it's macaroni and tomato and meat sauce. So I don't know. It's kind of almost like a ravioli, or like raviolis, the round ones, the O's, whatever they're called, because it was in the same section as those. So I just picked it up to try it. And got a can of cut green beans for Glenn. And tomato soup. We're allowed to take one soup, and I always take tomato soup because we use it so much. Not only as a soup, but we use it a lot in casseroles and chili and stuff like that. So I always want to get some tomato soup. And then got a can of red enchilada sauce. So always, and this is mild, and always good to have enchilada sauce in the house. And I used to actually, when I used to buy the enchilada sauce, I used to buy the bigger cans, but honestly the smaller cans have been doing really good for us. It's actually the perfect amount for 2 nights, so I kind of make it stretch a little bit. And the last canned good item, got this can Meyer brand whole kernel golden sweet corn. I like the Meyer brand corn. I think it has a good taste, so pick that up. And then snacks, got this little pack of rolled gold tiny twist pretzels and a little pack of goldfish. And then for the non-food item, I picked up another pack of these blue pads. They're under pads, so I've already gone over in the past what we use them for, so it's always good to have these. I try to pick them up when I can. Alright everyone, so that is everything at our food pantry for this week. And I did not go to the Thursday afternoon one, but as I said in the ride to the food pantry, I'm going to start going to a Monday morning one, and it's a different pantry, so I'll show you that when I go. So alright, so that's going to do it for this video as well. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my videos and spending this time with me. I appreciate all of you and the support you continue to give my channel. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.